did it! We made it to episode 10!
10! Woo! That's 1 and a 0!
If this is your first time listening to us, we are delighted that you have chose such a big episode to start with, but I actually think episode 9 was better. I'm just kidding. Please come back. Please listen to us. We are primarily PC gamers from across the US, talking PC games, indie games, and sometimes other interesting things. If you stick around, you'll hear about games on our wish list that you might be interested in. Plus, we talk a lot about Animal Crossing and some on Half-Life Alyx. And lastly, we will be announcing a game giveaway. But before we get to all that, before we get to all that, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Kenny, known online as Field Day, and today we also have...
My name's Cam, known as Celebre.
My name is Andres. I don't know what I want to go as known as right now.
I like Professional Dad the most, I'll be honest.
Oh, well, thank you.
My name is Dave, and I go in the gaming world. I go by Flickswad.
Yes.
Hey, what? You were gonna say something?
No. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello. My name is Joe, or also known as Rolanth, and that's it. We're done. We're done with intro.
Yeah, you got it. Great job.
Perfect intro. Take 2.
If you're listening, you are an honorary Qwerty Birdie. Congratulations. We've evolved a lot as a podcast with its core bits focusing around indie games still. And you know what? We're pretty proud of the progress we've made. And so proud, in fact, that Andres is going to share that progress in this segment that I'm calling Last Time on Qwertycast. And we're going to try to do this every 10 episodes, I think, until it gets annoying, maybe. But yeah, Andres, I'm gonna cue you with some music and then take it away.
Ooh. Oh, I love it. I was actually kind of expecting something new for a second. I was like, did he have something?
Well, it might be. I mean, this is the live version.
Exactly.
This is like...
There's two things,
wow.
There's two things we don't like. We don't like change and the way things are.
No. Exactly. Keep things consistent. I never want to change. But speaking of change, we are recording episode 10 right now, and like Kenny said, that's pretty exciting for us. I do want to talk about what we've been up to for the last 9 episodes, and if this is your first time checking us out, consider that our formula is constantly changing, and we kind of want something that people can contribute to and feel like they're part of. We started recording this podcast just to shed light on and obviously gushing over indie and PC gaming, as well as some anime. And we've gotten to do just that. We also have a YouTube channel that hosts our episodes of the podcast along with segments called Let's Watch, where we play games that we've talked about on the podcast. And also in Qwertycast, when we talk about a Let's Play, instead of the Let's Watches, we're actually referring to games that we made up in order to play on the podcast, and obviously it doesn't get more indie than that. As I skim through our podcast, I will go through all of these things and give you a sense of what we're up to. So, back in August, when we really started, we had a Let's Watch segment for the game Duck Game, which was a classic game that Kenny, Cam, and I had already loved, and Steven, our other co-host, had never played and was playing for the first time. It was it's a very creative shooter, and on that episode, which we talk about in episode 1, we talk about things like how there's a whole quack button and how you can quickly pick up the mechanics, as well as have really stylish and tactical moves. Also on that game, we made up a game called Bang, Wang, and Dang, which is basically Fuck, Marry, Kill, and we named the episode after that. And I think we played that with video games or video game characters.
I remember it kind of being chaos.
Yeah, no, exactly. All of these games that we played were always very chaotic, which is kind of just like the fun of the podcast. Although, like I said before, one of the first complaints we got was that we were too nice with each other, and there wasn't enough antagonism.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're all friendly.
Yeah, I believe episode 2 was called the antagonistic arc, and in that episode we played a game called Lethal League Blaze, which is another classic that most of us had played except for Steven. We definitely crave these kind of fast-paced games, which are the kind of games that we like showing people. It didn't have as open of a space as Duck Game did. Lethal League Blaze is much tighter space and feels very jarring and fast-paced like that. In episode 2, we also made up a game called What Game Is It?, which was a guessing game where we described indie games and gave multiple choice that the hosts and the listeners had to guess. Stuff like that is where we try to get people included and get people like interested in somehow interacting with our podcast. In episode 3, we talked about a game called Risk of Rain 2, which is another sequel, back in December. Since Duck Game and Lethal League are games that are technically done updating, we decided to play this game because it's still in early access. And since we started recording, it's released 4 major updates to its characters, items, location, and bosses.
Yeah, I
What
think
game is it?
I think it's on its 4th
Risk of Rain
update
2.
now.
Yeah.
You
I
just
think
said that.
It just
Oh.
Yeah, thanks.
You silly Willy.
Now we know who's listening.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
Listen, guys, I just do the in-between stuff. But
Yeah,
My
you
name
guys
is
talk,
Kenny,
I'm
and
just
I don't
like,
even
gone.
listen to my
Is
own
this
voice.
considered the in-between stuff?
Sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. Well, I mean, as of the day of this recording, we're even going to be live streaming Risk of Rain 2 on our Twitch channel, which is also a thing that's developed since we started. And I think I said that we played that game and talked about it for episode 3. The game we made up for episode 3 was called Opposites Attract, which became one of our favorites because basically we just come up with an opposite name for a video game. Like, I think my example was God of War would be like Mortal of Harmony. And we had to all come up with a bunch of games and come up with the opposite names, and then the other hosts had to go around and guess what they were. That's definitely a game that I want to bring back. Some of these, like I said, we just made them up. So some of these kind of stuck better than others, and it's just kind of interesting to see how we evolve that.
Yeah, and we're always looking for feedback too. So if there's any
Yeah.
games that you guys want to hear again, to have us do, we will gladly hear you out and pick it up.
Exactly. For episode 4, we played a game called Pummel Party, which was our first game
Oh my
that we
God.
hosted on YouTube that had more than one part. That was just Cam, Kenny, and myself, and I think we played that back in January or December.
That was like,
but
man, I had so much fun. I don't know. I've never played a Mario Party game like that where I actually had
Yeah.
that much fun.
that game was fucking
Oh.
crazy, where you basically have to destroy each other while seeking out keys, like you said, akin to Mario Party, but much more violent and much more indie. And on that episode, I think we played Opposites Attract again because, like I said, it was one that we really enjoyed. Back in January, we also started considering bi-weekly episodes, which we have since pretty much implemented. We do try to record and release every other week. Episode 5 didn't have a Let's Watch, but that was our New Year's episode. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. And then that was where we did tell our followers that we were doing bi-weekly episodes. We also established our Twitter page back in January, where we have been posting about live streams and doing general questions for our followers and just kind of trying to interact with people.
What's that Twitter?
That Twitter is :Qwertycast.
Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah,
Qwerty_cast.
It's
Yeah.
Qwertycast_podcast.
For
No,
the
that's
Twitter?
the Twitch.
Oh no!
Oh man, this is good.
It's
This
Qwerty
is
_cast.
terrible.
I just looked at it.
Okay, twitter.com /Qwerty_cast.
Told you.
But our name, okay.
What is wrong with y'all?
I'm terrible.
We're
So
good at the
sorry.
social medias.
Yeah,
Yeah,
clearly.
Clearly.
I have one Facebook, please. Okay.
Yeah, side prize. And I think it was, well, I mean, I feel like the Twitter hasn't been as popular as our Discord channel has been, though. That's the main way people have been communicating with us, which the link to that is actually in the Twitter.
And it's in the episode description of the podcast you're listening to right now.
Hey! At the moment, we have over 40 people in Discord, not including our helper bots, that have all joined in support of us and our work. Some have come for the live streams, some have come for games, some have come for just hanging out with us. It's been really cool.
We're actually over 50 now.
Are we?
Yeah.
But I think that includes some of the bots.
Yeah,
well, I count them as people.
Which I kind of also low-key love that we have add 5 robots for this channel. If you think about it.
3.
We have 3. We have some robots that actually do stuff. We have a musical robot. We have the 2 or 3 that we use for recording or playing things back while we host. I don't know. There's some cool stuff. And we also have the Patreon
almost
robot.
60.
Thank you, Gary.
Almost exactly 60.
Almost exactly 60. Damn.
Yeah.
See, that's since I started writing this, which was an hour ago, we've gotten 20 more followers. Another game that we played on our podcast was Scatter Games. I kind of made that up, Scattergories, where we chose a letter and had to come up with indie games that started with that letter under a certain amount of time. That was episode 5. Episode 6 was also really exciting for us because we did, well, I think the most important thing for that was that we did Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. I guess the other important thing for that was that we brought in 2 new hosts, Dave and Joe, who, are they still here, I think?
Oh, that's
here.
me.
Hi.
We are here.
Hi. Yeah, Dave and Joe, i.e. Flixwad and Rolanth on their appropriate channels. Dave has now become another go-to voice in our indie and PC gaming news, and Joe has given us an opportunity to throw in some spontaneity where we randomly break over to him streaming on Twitch, something we're not doing this episode, but what we have done in the past. And he gives us an update on what he's playing on his Twitch channel. What else was I going to say about episode 7? Well, also, Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is the game we played for episode 6. We went live on YouTube for that, and I think that episode is of the Let's Watch is over an hour long.
And also it includes one of our Patreon subscribers, one of our first Patreon subscribers, Kyle, KBFYI, on our Discord.
Wait, are you talking about episode Lovers?
He played Lovers with us on the live stream.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the tiers on our Patreon is to record one of our games with us, and that's what he did, and it went really well.
Yeah, it's really fun that we were able to actually bring people in who aren't hosts, to actually interact with some of the Let's Plays and Let's Watches stuff in our channel. Episode 7 didn't have a game, but Steven came back from the Global Game Jam to talk to us about that and the game he developed with his friends called Tunk. We talked about the Game Jams in general, and I also talked about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. We also had another episode, or another segment of Indie News with Flicks. And I believe Joe was on that episode as well, giving us some
News
of that
Flicks.
Twitch jump-ins. News Flicks? Yeah, I like News Flicks. Episode 8 was also special because we had that Patreon donor, Kyle, on as a participant of the podcast. We asked Kyle the question that we ask all of our hosts: what was your favorite first game that you ever played? As well as other things about himself. We did my first revisiting of old episodes where I checked in on games that we've brought up in the past and how they're doing now, and that's definitely something that I'd like to continue doing in the future. Just a way to keep an eye out on the things that we've thought were cool enough to talk about in the first place. And we also have established a Twitch channel, like I mentioned, for the podcast. And that Twitch channel is...
Qwertycast_podcast.
There you go.
On Twitch.
On
Twitch.tv/Qwertycast_podcast.
The Twitch channel is going to be more casual for us, where we're just going to be playing whatever we can when any of the hosts feel like streaming. Joe, Rolanth on Twitch, also streams a lot, and y'all should check him out when we're not on.
But only when we're not on.
Exactly. When we're on. No.
If we're on and Rolanth is also streaming, obviously,
check out us.
Competition. It's got to be us.
Yeah. Check out maybe another influencer on YouTube or something. At that point, if you can't make it.
Or pack my shit and leave.
Yeah, bye. Episode 9, which was our last episode before this one, we played a game called Golf with Friends, which we had to play because we needed more than 4 people all at once. So, I mean, the fun thing about these Let's Watch segments is that we always try to find a different, like, way to include each other in these games. Like, we had to find a way to include 6 people on one game, or find a way to do something that we hadn't done before, or something that was more collaborative, like Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, versus something that's more competitive, like Duck Game or Lethal League. Golf with Friends was a lot of fun with 6 people. It was very also chaotic. I feel like it's pretty much the theme of this podcast is the chaos. And since there's so many of us now, with Kenny, Cam, Steven, Joe, Dave, who wasn't able to participate in Golf with Friends, and myself, we also added a editor onto the podcast in that time. Our friend Gary now edits every episode, and yeah, and he
Gary, make yourself
great.
known in audio form when you edit this while you right now, like over my voice.
Beep
Beep
boop.
boop. Just make it the Discord like notification sound. I feel like we've created a very comfy virtual space for ourselves here. I'm honestly loving spending a lot of days on our Discord channel talking about stargazing and turnip prices on Animal Crossing, sharing news on new and updating games, and announcing things that we're finding along the way. I recommend everyone check us out, and there's a link to us on the Twitter page, like I mentioned. We have
Check us
Twitter.
out beyond the podcast that you're listening to now.
Exactly.
It's a lot
and
more
check
than
out
the
all of the
podcast.
episodes that we've done. I feel like I've gotten to do a lot of really fun stuff and learn about a lot of really fun stuff while doing this podcast. And that's definitely what I'm excited to continue doing.
Yes, this was our TLDR episode.
Exactly.
Is that everything?
That's
Did we
pretty
cover it
much
all?
it. I mean, like, what else could I talk about? I could say that we've had Super Smash Bros. Tournaments on the Discord. I
true.
could say that we've had Animal Crossing gatherings. We've
Jackbox.
done Jackbox
Jackbox.
games. We've done
Yeah.
live streams of games. Didn't you do a live stream of one of your concerts?
Oh,
You're
well,
live in the living
not
rooms?
exclusively to Discord, but it's something I do.
Yes.
as
Well, I mean, there's so many things that we try to like continue evolving and getting people interested in. So I'm just excited for more of that going on, and I'm glad to be doing it with all of you.
That was very
Okay.
sweet.
That was very sweet.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andres.
Yay.
Get out of here.
Okay. All right, that's me.
All right, next up we got some news. We got News Flicks with Dave. Dave, take it
Sure.
away.
Yeah. So news is a bit slow for me right now. My time has been mostly consumed playing Animal Crossing, as Andres mentioned. But we've got a few things. For one, I wanted to revisit a couple things. Wolcen, a game that I know Roland has played to death, it seems, and I have not gotten a huge amount of experience with.
Wait, Wolcen or Woken?
Yeah. Is it
Wolcen.
Wolcen?
Wolken?
Wilson?
Wilson!
Yeah, there you go. So, they actually, I think a week or two ago, did an interview / Let's Meet is what they called it, with David Brevik, who's the creator of Diablo. I've mentioned him probably on every episode I've been on because I'm a huge fan of his.
Nice.
But unfortunately, I really haven't gotten to see that interview. I'm still trying to find a source of where I can view it. But it was done with the CEO of Wolcen and the CEO of Geeks Worldwide, who is the company who hosted it. As for other news, we've got NVIDIA Gforce Now. Still, I'm just hanging on to it. I want it to work so badly. They're expanding their current offerings, but a lot of the stuff that they're adding right now seem to be lower end or less popular indie titles, which is good
is
for
that-
us.
Is that due to the backlash they were getting about their like AAA titles not being on their quote unquote platform?
All right, so that's exactly what I was going to say is they NVIDIA is sticking to the fact that they're not they're not offering these games for free, which is true. They're not. You have to own this game in order to play. You have to own it on Steam or one of the other supported game stores. I believe Epic came out and said that all of their games, anything you own on their store, is going to be playable with NVIDIA, and they're supposedly totally fine with it, and developers now have to be fine with it if they strike those exclusivity deals. But everything else, I guess, Blizzard Activision took their games down. There was a very notable indie dev took their game off. It's not notable to me now because it's like weeks old news and I forget what game it was. But but the developers continue saying, "Oh, well, we deserve to make the decision on where these games are played," and essentially you're just renting space on a PC, and they made the decision to develop their game for PC. In my opinion, that's kind of cut and dry. But because NVIDIA charges for this service, all of a sudden developers are like, well, we want money from that. And it's like, NVIDIA is only charging $5 a month, so they really can't give you guys a whole lot of money if they want to make any sort of profit, because they also have to pay to host all these servers. So, I think they're just trying to expand their catalog right now and get anything that they can.
Wow.
Excuse me, but
interesting. Damn.
Yeah,
and it seemed like so really promising at first.
I know, and I would really like it to continue building out, and I'd like developers to give it more support. But that's, I guess, up to them. And in the end, NVIDIA kind of struck without offering deals to anybody at first, and that, I guess, left a bad taste in people's mouths that they were just putting the games up without even notifying anybody that they were putting them up there. With that, Temtem, a game that I pretty much exclusively play on NVIDIA Gforce Now because I can play it on my phone, and there's nothing better than mobile, not Pokemon. They are focusing on updating their game to fix bugs rather than add content. Which is great, they want to make sure that what they've got out is working perfectly before they get, or as close to perfectly, I guess, as they can before they get all their content released. But at this point in time, I was kind of bored of the gameplay of it, so I put it down. And I don't think I'll pick it back up until they do actually expand their content and offer the full game.
What else? What are you trying to look for? What else are they trying to add? Because isn't it pretty similar to Pokemon? Except for there's no
absolutely.
RNG?
Well, it is, but they don't have all of their Temtem in the game yet. You have your equivalent of the Pokedex, and there's just spaces where there's going to be additional ones, but they just don't exist yet.
Oh, how many do they have?
Still in early access,
not
right?
enough. Yeah, it's still in early access. And
is it more than 50?
I think it's more than 50, but I don't have an exact number on that. I can totally get one at another time.
Okay.
Well, at the time of this recording, it might change too. I mean, release.
Exactly. And I mean, the last update that they gave was on March 12th, so I'm sure they're working on whatever fixes they can during everything that's going on. Speaking of everything that's going on, since we can't all gather and play tabletop games together, we are always looking for places to do that. And I was told by someone that there's a site called playingcards.io, which seems really customizable, and they claim that you can play any tabletop game in your browser for free. Obviously, you've got to host on Discord or Zoom or whatever for audio or video if you want those aspects.
All of us immediately go on our computer.
But they have a if nobody is sick of this game, they have a Cards Against Humanity kind of clone. Obviously, Cards Against Humanity is accessible via open source rights or whatever, so anybody can make their own version of it. But they have that you can play online. So for people that are looking for little party games, that's, I guess, kind of a nice way to open that up, I guess, if it works for you and
Yeah,
doesn't
that
take
kinda-
you to some sort of like scam website that Roland hit.
That kind of reminds me of if you just want to buy a game too, you can get Tabletop Simulator.
Yes, I have that as well. We talked about that a few days ago internally.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but that one costs money.
It does.
But
it's
it's
on
very
sale.
polished and it's very fun, and you can flip the table if you're not winning.
I love that idea of flipping the table.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's also on sale right now as
You,
of this recording. But
Ooh.
Does it say
Um,
to win?
no.
April 16th. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know.
Wow.
I made that up.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no,
That's
it's-
when the majority of sales that I've seen recently have been to April 12th or April 16th.
I think it just happened to be on one of the websites that I'm getting ready to talk about soon. So my last bit is, I guess, less related to news. It's more about where we go to get our games and where we go to get our news about indie games. I wanted to share a couple sources that I use just as ways to help people discover some games that maybe we don't touch on or don't see, you know? So obviously everybody knows about Epic Game Store and Steam and Humble, GOG. Those ones are GOG, Andres, I believe. But we've got the spring sale on Epic Game Store until the 16th. We've got the Xbox spring sale until April 13th. Obviously Epic Game Store always has free games going on. Humble Bundle is where we go for our bundles, but they do actually run
Humbly.
really good sales. And I
Yes.
would hope that nobody needs a refresher on what Steam does.
Makes
Wait,
money.
is that
That's
giant
what they do.
Humble bundle still going?
Yeah.
I think as of recording it is. I don't remember when it's
I think for
done.
2 more days.
Oh fuck, I do have to buy that.
You gotta hurry.
It was like what, $40 for like 40
$30
games?
bucks.
30.
Not e-
Yeah.
For like
Yeah,
40
it's
plus
Going on
games.
for a day and a half. That's what this is saying right now.
So
Oh,
if
man.
you're listening to this, I'm sorry you missed out.
I
But there'll
missed
be
out.
more.
But man, you'd have
Yeah.
loved it. Wizards of Legend. You got
Oh.
Undertale.
You'd have loved
Hollow
it.
Knight.
This is just goes to show why you should be listening to the rest of our episodes all the time.
And why you should be on our Discord, because we posted about this.
And
This is true.
following us on Twitter, because some of us own the games that are on those. And I'm just saying.
And follow us on Twitch, because we play those games sometimes.
Just make sure you hit all
I'm
the
glad
marks.
you said it because I was trying really hard to think of how to connect that as well. and I did not.
Oh, good plugs. Good plugs.
Right. Plugs.
So as far as a couple other places that I go to hit up deals, Green Man Gaming and Fanatical are two amazing resources in my opinion. They both only do 100% official keys, not just verified keys. And they change out their deals so frequently. I know Green Man is a little bit more for like the AA, AAA kind of titles. They even have PlayStation game deals. And they run more like scheduled sales. But Fanatical is an incredible place to go if you ever want to get any sort of like random indie games that you've possibly never heard of. Like right now there's a bundle called the $1 Discovery Bundle. If you were to buy all the games separately, it's $35. If you buy them on Fanatical, it's literally $1.
Whoa.
Wow.
For 12 games.
Wow.
Now, I don't know
Wow.
any of these games. They include things such as Dino Run DX, Potato Man Seeks the Truth,
Oh.
That sounds
and,
so good.
Neon Space 2. So
Bless.
if any of those things sound familiar to you or interesting to you in any way, then yeah, absolutely. Fanatical is one of my favorite resources for finding super cheap indie games. Though they also do like random game bundles. You'll pay like $8 and you'll get 10 random games, and they could be anything from completely terrible indie games that are dead all the way up to I believe Hitman 2 Gold Edition.
Wait, what's a dead indie game?
Just like something that relies on online support, but it never launched in never did well in the first place. So that's kind of everything in terms of where I go to buy games. There are a couple other resources where I go to learn about upcoming games, though. We've got itch.io, itch.io, which is the quality of those games is very, very varied, but they're usually free. If not, a lot of them are sold for very, very cheap. And they host game jam stuff, like game jam games that have come out. And itch.io even has community game jams that you can host on their website, as well as like the timeline for them, which is really cool. Like people can just sign up and drop in and join one. And
Awesome.
Alpha Beta Gamer is the other one that I was going to talk about. They are a great place to go if you're looking for, not all of them are hidden gems, but a lot of them are in beta or alpha, as the website describes. It's actually a pretty well-known website from what I'm told, but usually when I bring it up, a lot of people don't know about it. And they highlight just different betas you can sign up for. This really interesting game that we just missed the beta sign up for is called Sons of Ra, which is like a board game styled tower defense game. They give a little description of each game. They show a little GIF of what the gameplay looks like, and then they link to where you can go to sign up for those things. So I think they're both really great resources. I think that we should definitely utilize them to maybe find some stuff that's flying under our radars, and other people should definitely do the same thing.
Sweet.
Nice.
That is all I have.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
Perfect.
I'm trying to, because you had mentioned before, Dave, that Sons of Ra was like that you were going to talk about it. I'm trying to basically find right now, because I looked at episode 3, and when I went to that indie game jam to like talk about a bunch of indie games that were all being hosted in Philly by the Philly Game Mechanics, and I just looked at the list, and one of those games was Sons of Ra.
Oh, man.
And I'm trying to find it in this list right here. It is.
Right
Sons
here,
of Ra
can't
is
you
a
see it?
two-player competitive tower defense game. Yeah, so Sons of
that's
Ra
crazy.
was actually, I think, the
It's
only
two-player?
game, at least in this description when I talked about it back in episode 3, and when it was at the Philly Game Jam, it was a 2-player game.
That's
It
rad.
looks like it's 2-player. Like it's just like 1v1, or you can practice against a computer, I assume.
That's so funny. I think that was the only game I didn't play.
Really?
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's like I did. Like it was too popular. Everyone
Then
was like
The biggest
around
mistake
it. I know.
Andres has made in his life.
Yeah. So that's so funny. Oh man, wow. So in the Qwertycast expanded universe, if you listen to this episode, go back to episode 3 and listen to me talk about all those other games.
What kind of expanded universe are we going to be? Is this going to be like a Dark Tower thing, or is it going to be like a Marvel multi-universe?
I think we're gonna establish our own boundaries and our own type of universe, and people are gonna one day compare other universes to the Qwertycast verse.
Oh, so
Qwertyverse.
Yeah.
Dark Tower. Okay.
Direct out, yeah.
Qwertyverse.
The course.
Whoa.
Life is a gift and a course, guys.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Okay, well, moving on. We got a new segment. Usually Joe streams on Twitch, and we jump to him in various parts throughout the podcast. But today he's got one segment, and we're calling it Joe's Knows About Games.
Oh, Jesus.
Boo.
Boo!
I'm just gonna start the music.
Probably start talking at some point. Anywho, hello everybody. So there's one game that's about to come out that I'll get to here in a minute, but there's another game that we were talking about earlier, and after them yelling at me to save it for here, now I'm going to talk about it. Let's talk about Legend of Runeterra for a second.
Oh,
How that
sounds
game,
so good.
that game is hot
I
garbage.
cannot wait.
and I mean hot garbage. So, League of Legends, Legend of Runeterra, Valorant, and one more title that's coming out later this year is all made by Riot Games. Obviously, League of Legends being their obvious biggest game. It's the most free-to-play game on the planet, and they went from a never-known company to a multi-billion-dollar independent company within 3 years. So Legend of Runeterra it's like a Hearthstone / Magic the Gathering hate child. It has elements of both and a little bit of Gwent thrown in there. I'm a big card game person, so there's some aspects of Gwent which is weird. Like, it's okay to play, like, if you're looking for something to blow off like a day or two, sure.
He went down to okay.
It's
from high pile of garbage.
Better.
No, it's still a hot pile of garbage. I'm not there yet. But from like a card game aspect, it's okay. Time for the hot pile of garbage. There was jack all marketing or traction for it. They just kind of like they talked about it for a little, and then they just threw it out there. It's just like, here you go, here it is, and no one really cares too much for it. Like, you don't see people playing it. The last number I heard, which was like 2-ish weeks ago, was like there's like 30,000 people at one time like playing. That's not their peak, but
it's been in closed beta.
It's been in closed alpha. They just released it.
Yeah,
they just released it out of nowhere.
No, they announced like they released it on the 31st. That's like when they were gonna do it, and they're like, here you go.
Exactly.
But it's been in what? I don't. Keep going. Whatever.
There's some opinions going around.
Yeah.
I like the art.
The art's really good. I will say, Riot's artistic value is fucking phenomenal.
It sounds kind of like it's a pretty cool game, but just really bad execution.
Yeah. So the execution is bad off of the second game I'll talk about, which is Valorant. They didn't focus on it a lot because of Valorant, because Valorant it's what they were more focused and more driven on to pump out. Obviously, their last game that they're going to put out this year, they've talked about 5 games total about pumping out in 2020 and 2021, if we live to see that. There were going to be only 2 this year, which is going to be Legend of Runeterra and Valorant, but obviously they announced that they're going to push out the other game later this year, because Valorant got finished a lot quicker, which was surprising for them and for all of us. They expected closed beta to not be literally in 2 days on the 7th, because we're recording on the 5th. They were expecting it at the end of the month, so they decided to pump that out early, and they brought the last project, which we don't know anything about yet. We don't even know the project name. They just said it's going to be later this year. So the game's hot garbage. They didn't care 2 shits for it. They pumped it out and answered however long here, because I don't really know. And just said, here you go, have fun. If you want to know how dumb this game is, because mechanically this game is stupid. If you think of Hearthstone, not a lot of damage numbers off of a base card go above 9, if I remember that correctly. They have a base card that goes above 460. I beg your pardon, I have 10 life points. Hello? How am I supposed to stop that?
You have to use your champions, don't you? Don't they like defend for you?
460. It'd be a shame if they didn't exist.
Well, I didn't think it was like Magic where you just took the damage. That was the difference.
No, you can take the damage straight up. Yeah, it's, in my opinion, needs a lot of tweaking. A lot. Anywho, now to a game that isn't hot garbage. Valorant. Okay. Valorant, it's an Overwatch CSGO love baby, and this game is phenomenal.
Instead of hate child, this is love baby.
This is the project that they called it like Project A or something like that. This is what they spent the last like 3 years making.
It ain't no beta project.
It's an alpha. This is a pure alpha, like alpha move. It's it's Overwatch meets CS:GO. It's heroes with abilities, but with the economy and the recoil control from different weapons from CS:GO. I played it for about an hour. Roughly, a buddy of mine gave me his account info because he got a key, which I'm still really jealous of because I had 25 streams open trying to get a key. But the 1 hour that I played itself, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had that much fun in games and since Untitled Goose Game came out. And that was months ago.
That's amazing.
Shout out to Untitled Goose Game.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I missed that.
I went back and played that game last week. Anywho,
I want to go back and like pretend I never played it, but I can't.
I went back and like when I replayed it, I had just as much fun.
Oh, that's good.
Excluding the farmer, because fuck the farmer.
True.
God, I hated him.
So Valorant.
Valorant. So there's an actual economy to this, which all the CS:GO people, or like even if you've lightly played it or slightly played it, you understand what that means. Every round, you will get a certain amount of money in that you can buy shields or weapons. I just derailed. Shields and weapons, there are like 16 weapons in 4 categories, if I remember that correctly. And then there's 2 different shield typings. There have been, it's light and heavy. There have been talks that they will remove light armor and only keep it to heavy because they do the same thing. One just takes 25 more damage and it costs double the money. Like, no one buys it because it's more cost efficient to buy the light armor because 2 shots in the head, you're dead by any gun. Excluding their sniper. I don't remember exactly what it's called.
Oh, I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
One
thing Right does listen to their people, but occasionally will take their time. But because this has been their love child for a hot while, they're listening to a lot of very big end streamers and professional CS:GO, Overwatch, Rainbow Six players, and League players. Like, hey, these are issues that we see. These are issues that we want to see change, and they're actually listening to them. So hopefully here in 2 days, when the closed beta, when they release it to the masses, hopefully there will be a lot more changes people will find. Primarily, the big thing that a lot of people are begging for are the hero changes. They're called agents. That's it. There's 8 or 9. I don't really remember. Like, I looked it up. It said 8 on one website, then 9 on another. And then we started. I'm like, I can't count and listen at the same time.
Do they vary greatly? Like, if you pick one,
yes.
Is it just the ability it changes, or like is it like Overwatch where you have a tank versus a light guy?
No, it's all just abilities.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to go into detail for all of them. One of them, the most popular one, his name is Phoenix. It's like a pyromancer. Like, he plays with fire. One of his most common ability that everyone uses is it's a little flashbang grenade. He like snaps up like this little ball of fire, and when he throws it, you can curve it left or right, so you can curve it around a corner. Then there's a flashbang. They're blind, they can't see. His ultimate ability is a firewall that stretches throughout an entire area that you specifically set, and if he walks in it, he'll heal himself, which is weird. Healing by fire. Okay. Weird flex, but whatever. Another one, I don't really remember their names because I only had an hour and I just wanted to play all of them. I didn't care for the gunplay or the economy. I just wanted to play the heroes just so I can kind of get a feel for what they all are. He's currently the most broken. All of his abilities go through a wall, which is weird because with a game like this, you don't expect to play a wall. You expect to play, a long corridor, an angle, or something like that where you have to shoot somebody, not through a wall. And all of its abilities, when they hit and go through the wall on the opposite side, it will cover the entire corridor, the entire massive warehouse that it goes through. It's absolutely insane, and people are losing their minds for him. But it's a whole bunch of...
It sounds really cool, and it's cool that the developers are listening so much to the community.
It's an absolute blast. I'm actually looking up because I remember them. Where is he? What is his name? I don't. Brimstone. That's his name.
Oh, there you go.
That's the hero's name that can do all of his abilities through wall. The very last one that I personally thoroughly enjoy. Her name is Sage. She's a support, so she can slow people, give someone a shield. She can also heal people, which is absurd in a game like this. You don't expect to get healed, so having that ability to heal somebody on spot, just like, here you go, you're about to die, now you're full of health, go get him, Tiger. That's bonkers. This game has hype. They want, I don't want to say it was Mark Merrill, Riot's one of Riot's founders and the current CEO, but someone high up in Riot said this is the CS:GO killer.
Ooh.
Yes, and I'm like,
bold words.
That's very bold words.
If I can't unbox a knife worth $2,000, I don't think it's going to kill CS:GO.
Not yet. There are, obviously with Riot Games, they have their own, like, in-company currency. For League, it's called Riot Points. For Runeterra, I don't really know. I didn't care to waste a dime on that game. And this, it slips my mind. I saw it for a split second. Same thing. It's all cosmetics. Riot has never believed in money will give you an advantage. They're saying, all right, if you're going to buy something from us, it's just going to be a cosmetic, which I heavily like.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, hey, spend $10, buy a flashy skin. Sure, why not? Spend $30, get a skin with, this is League of Legends, anime recalls, custom particle effects, some bonkers crap, whatever, some flashy bullshit.
So do you know if it's going to be loot boxes as well? Like, their current system is basically you can buy a skin or you can buy a loot box at a cheaper price. And you might even get that skin.
I have not seen anything about a loot box, but with the way League of Legends is, there's a possibility because League and Teamfight Tactics, you can play in the same browser because they have to pull champions from League to throw in TFT. And TFT has their own form of loot boxes. You can get just the little heroes that you'll play as in TFT. So I feel like there will be loot boxes down the road. I don't remember if Runeterra has loot boxes or loot crates or pack. I mean, I want to say
do.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
So they should have it down the road. I feel like right now they're more focused on the game over than user accessories. There are already skins in game that should last you through the beta. I don't remember if you could actually go in and just grind to buy them. I remember correctly, you have to grind to get the agents, heroes, champions, whatever you want to call them. And that's that. They're working on more maps because right now there's only 2. One of them, if you play CSGO, it's pretty much dirt, but there's 3 sites instead of 2, which that's driving people insane, but Riot's not going to change that. They're just going to leave it as is. Riot doesn't change maps unless they're updating it because that'll take too much time, money, and assets. And the other one is a lot more compact. It's more for shotgun, SMG, machine pistols, and not really for a sniper, although people obviously, people like Shroud, fucking aim god. Like, he'll use a sniper on any map and just be like, that's whatever. I did okay, 47-2. So yeah, I'm patiently waiting for Valorant because I'm about to no-life this game for the rest of my life.
We'll post it because I'd love to actually try it myself.
So website is playvalorant.com.
You can actually I don't know if this is still going on. I know as of recording it is. But you can sign up for the beta. You just have to have a Twitch account and a Riot account and link them together and then watch specific streams.
The specific stream thing, not really, because that was for key drops. They did a massive key drop thing 2 days ago.
Oh, there you go.
That's when I had 25 streams open at once, trying to get one. I opened them all up. I muted the Twitch site, minimized it, went back to Netflix. I just hit exclamation point drop in their chats, hit done, and ignored it. I had those streams open. I had 25 streams going while I was doing my own stream. God, that was a bad stream. But I didn't care. I wanted
Pro
a key.
strats.
What's up?
Pro strats.
Pro strats. Need a key, grind key, play game, lose frames. Let's go. I'm about to lose a bunch of frames tonight.
The other thing I was going to say is actually related to what I was talking about. When Valorant caught my eye was literally as I was scrolling through Alpha Beta Gamer, and it was one of their features from March 30th. So,
sweet.
That's where I saw like a little bit of gameplay.
I'll have to give it a peek. I'll make sure to post about it. You'll probably see it on Twitter. and in our Discord, definitely we'll be talking about it, I'm sure, as updates come out. Cool. All right, moving on. Cam, you've got some interesting stuff to talk about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Play that music for me.
All right. I'll let you take it away.
That's clearly the best music. I'm just going to say. No one else has this. All right, so as you guys know, recently I played Half-Life Alyx. I've been talking about Valve Index, trying to play this game out. Released March 23rd. It's been getting great reviews. Along with that, a lot of people don't realize their graphics cards can't handle it. Because you're basically projecting 2 screens onto a tiny screen. Yeah. Well, it's because many people didn't realize the mobile... people are playing on their laptops. They have like a 1080, and there's different variants in that, but their video RAM on the graphics cards are too low. Like the minimum is 6 gigabytes. So I just want to talk about that NVIDIA has released a bunch of new mobile graphics cards, which until this year, I was exclusively going for mobility. Like whenever I'd go visit Kenny in Atlanta to play games with him. So currently, the only real option you'd be able to play is with a new GeForce RTX 2060, and that goes all the way up to a 2080 Super, which is fantastic. It's better than my desktop one right now, which I'm not, envious of, especially because
This is a graphics card?
A mobile graphics card. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can play all those like super in-depth, graphically challenging indie games that everyone wants to play. Thanks for the Kenny. Another thing to notice though, that like because of these new releases, they are lowering the dollar like amount on all their other graphics cards. So one of the biggest complaints why most people kept going with the 1080 is because the 2080 and the 20 variants really just like slightly up. They did slightly better in performance, and they're like there for ray tracing, which I've talked about before. Remedy's Control is like one of the only games I've noticed ray tracing.
Minecraft.
Sure.
What is ray tracing?
It's more realistic.
Lighting.
Real-time lighting and shadows and such.
Yeah,
So
I can.
Well, I think Minecraft is like the best example of it, because you go from like the Minecraft's like think about what Minecraft looks like right now, and then make it look like real lighting, like a real sunset, or like real
Optifine stuff,
fire flicker. Yeah,
it's stuff like that. It's like very graphical, intense lighting, and the new the 20,000 series did like a Turing kind of style architect that made ray tracing a lot better, or not better, but like easier to manage.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the Valve Index? Because I know you tried it this past weekend. For the first time.
When you live streamed on our Twitch.
Qwertycast_podcast. Yeah. Sure thing. So, like I've said, the Valve Index is a Steam's attempt at VR. It released, like, I think 2 years ago. I'm not really sure, a year and a half ago. But what it really boasts is it has a greater field of view. And after I've tried the Oculus 2 days ago, not the newest one, but I think they're like the mid-tier one. It's very noticeable now that I tried the other one. But its really selling point is the knuckles. That, like, I'm sure you guys were watching me. I can actually like individually move each finger.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a new, I guess they're called mods for the controller that makes them bigger. So now I can do that even easier. It's not going to be as finicky. Like my ring finger was constantly not in all the way. And I don't know if you were watching, I can like grab objects in Half-Life Alyx and just flick them towards my hands.
Mm.
That action
With
is
gravity.
done.
Gravity gloves.
With the gravity gloves. That action's done by closing your hands all the way. So if it's registering my one ring finger not going all the way down, it's a little finicky at times. But
So when you were doing that, you would like close your hand toward the thing that you wanted, and then like open it to pull it into your hand. Is that correct?
So I would aim with my open paw, and like it's really hard to translate it to like what it looks like on a screen if you're watching it through the live stream. But like when you're just doing it, you just open your hands towards the object, and it feels like you're really doing it. And then you just close your pointer finger, and it'll lock on, and then you close your hand and just flick your wrist back.
That's cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And
People are
that's
saying
that's like a motion that you had to like kind of get used to and learn, right?
it literally like it took like that intro part of is like, hey, here's a gun. Oh, it's no longer loaded now. Okay.
Oh,
And it's just like, remember that little intro part of the doctor guy
yeah.
showing you how to do it? Yeah. It's pretty natural. And I like really appreciate it. People are saying how like this is like the thing people needed to see in VR to kind of like push it to the next step.
I love that.
Yeah, and just like playing this game, like I say, they could release Half-Life Alyx for normal computers, you normies out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
It wouldn't be the same
you
though.
nombos.
I don't think.
yeah, I think it'd be still a great game, but
Yeah.
like it would not be the same. You just
Yeah.
to look at like a head crab, and it's like it feels like it's the size of like a medium-sized dog just right in front of you. But like
That's
yeah, it looks so much smaller in the actual like screen if you're just looking at it through a computer screen.
that's fucking cool. Yeah, I look forward to you playing that more, man. Hopefully we get some more, just like some kind of schedule, maybe. I don't know. Twitch is still kind of new for all of us except for Joe, but we'll make we'll make sure that we post about it as soon as we know.
I heard my name.
I'll try to.
Watch.
Hey, I have a Twitch channel that I've definitely used like twice.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Proud of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Dave.
Dave.
I'm just like
David.
I'm not completely new to it. I'm just really bad at it. That's all.
Oh, I
oh,
see what
fair.
you're saying. I thought you were just like, I also have a Twitch. I was like, great.
No, like, I've done it.
Dirty plugger.
Dirty.
No,
It's
it's
like, I
don't
also have
use it at
another
all.
Discord and another podcast. You guys know that, right?
I do have another Discord, but I won't talk about that.
I have another Discord
Alright.
too, and it's heresy.
As we start to bring things to a close, we like to catch up with each other so that you, the listener, also gets to know a little bit about us, including what games have been taking up our time. So tell me, guys, what's up? What have you been playing? How are you? Are you safe? How's your Animal Crossing village? To get specific.
I'm pretty sure none of us have been playing anything specific for the last 2 weeks.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, the problem is that all of us have been playing one specific thing.
Right.
True.
Animal
Yes.
Crossing.
That's right.
Animal Crossing.
So the last if you listen to the last episode and you're coming to this one, there's
It's
2
so
weeks
drastic.
between those. Yeah, there's been 2 weeks. We talked about it and we're like, oh, Animal Crossing, that looks kind of cute, and then every single one of us picked it up. So
I wasn't even gonna buy it, but then
Same.
my roommates were buying it, and I was like, maybe
Yep.
I'll get it. And then I
yeah, we had
Kenny and I
people-
were feeling too much FOMO. It was,
Oh man,
it was
so much FOMO.
palpable.
We people on our Discord were talking about it and they were like, oh man, I just caught this really awesome fish, and I was Andres, what's the impression? How's that impression go?
How does he go? He was like,
Got an oarfish.
weep, 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 weep. Oh, hey, this frog just gave me a graham cracker. I'm gonna go sell it. Is that the impression you're talking about?
Yes, that's the one.
Thank you.
That's
That
pretty
was
much
the
what our
impression
Discord
that
felt like.
somebody gave me for not knowing what Animal Crossing is, but only hearing about it was that like frogs give you animal crackers to sell or graham.
Which is not far off, to
No.
be honest.
It's really not. It's fucking adorable. It's the cutest shit in the world.
That shit's cute.
Like we're just like a like maybe like 10 plus grown men all talking about how cute our houses are, and how beautiful our gardens are and all of the really adorable things that happen in this game. It's amazing.
I hosted a stargazing party the other day.
Yes.
Many of you joined me. I couldn't be
Yes.
on chat because I was watching TV. I was rewatching Lost.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
Well, I guess for me, I'm watching Lost because I've only ever seen the first season and a half.
I get that. I get that.
But-
I never finished
Yeah.
it.
My
You gotta watch the
roommates
series
are
finale. That's what you
rewatching
gotta do. That's how I start my seasons.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad, but I already watched the final episode, so I'll start. I'll start from the beginning because I never seen it.
It's about the journey.
It's
Yeah, you know.
Breaking
you know
Bad
what's
was
gonna
tough for me. I
happen.
couldn't get into the first few episodes, and I haven't picked it back up.
Oh
true.
man,
Ooh,
pick it
that's a
back up.
goodie.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to hurt.
Pick it back up,
everyone's
dust it
feelings.
off.
Didn't hurt mine. I can read it for you.
Stop.
So
No,
spoilers.
that's okay.
Bleep him, Gary.
And this is what happens in the end.
So Dave, you're talking about Animal Crossing.
Oh
Stargazing.
yeah, man! I hosted a stargazing party the other day because I had
There's
a meteor shower on my
Yeah.
island.
So cute.
I don't know about you guys. I didn't get as many star fragments as I thought I was going to. I got like 30.
Same.
But I thought I was going to
30
get like
star fragments.
60
That's
or
a lot.
70.
I haven't even gotten one. What you want about?
I didn't
Well,
even know that
I had
happened.
a meteor shower. I
You
posted
should have came
about
to
it.
the party.
Yeah, you should have came to the party. Though it did fill up, I think. I think we had 8 people.
Did we?
Yeah,
I-
because my roommate
maybe.
was there, I was there, and then obviously,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
there was
yeah.
only 6 more spots left.
What was this, like 2 days ago?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember what I was playing. 2
Well,
days ago.
there will be more meteor showers. That's the cool thing. Is
Yeah,
like
true.
we have a whole channel text chat now where we all just
Yeah.
discuss like turnip prices and
Yeah, at the time of this recording, as everyone, it's so great when I wake up and
I know.
I hop on my Switch and then I see like Scoops popped on, Dre popped on, like everyone just popping on at the same time in the morning to get their morning chores done. That's the best.
Oh yeah, dude, I do it before I work. Like,
Right.
Like before I
For
start
work,
my work
for
day.
work.
Yeah.
It's what I do during
I
work.
still don't get turnips. How do you guys get turnips?
Oh,
So she-
on Sundays in the
Yeah,
mornings. Yeah.
Before
Oh
noon.
My God.
I just discovered
before
that
noon. You think I'm gonna
Yes.
wake up before then?
you're
I feel that
Yeah.
so
Well, no.
much.
That's what happened to me today. Is that I didn't wake up before noon. So what I did is rewind 2 hours so that
He
turnip.
time traveled.
You disgust me.
What? Yeah.
But
What is
you
your
can't-
What are your thoughts on time traveling?
Well,
guys?
you can't time travel with turnips because then they spoil.
Can we
Right.
get a
So I'm
a
stuck
thing in
2
the
hours
Discord that if
before
you're a
and-
dirty time traveler that you get marked as one?
No,
dirty.
So you're just in mountain time, is what you're saying.
I'm in. Yes, exactly. I'm with Kyle in somewhere in the mountains.
Gotcha.
And then and some people, I mean, chose the southern hemisphere instead of the northern hemisphere when they started. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
I
has
couldn't
also
do it because
changed.
I wanted my seasons to be the same seasons I experienced in real life. That's all.
Yeah.
Fair.
That was my. I almost did it as well. I was like, "Ooh, that could be interesting. I'm sure I'd get different stuff." But I was like, "Nah, I
Honestly-
want." The fear of missing out at that point was already too great. I was like, "I can't just hop into another hemisphere at this point."
I
I
mean, you
can.
lucked out though because the southern hemisphere lost like 15 or 16 different fish and bugs because they just moved into, I guess, fall,
Yeah.
right? So
Wow.
they lost a shit ton of stuff, and we only lost like 4 things in the northern.
But
Yeah,
don't
but
they get a bunch of new
eventually
stuff?
we will.
Yeah, eventually we will, but for now we still get to catch the almighty oarfish, and for the rest of this month, April,
Mhm.
you get to
Yeah, I gotta
catch the
do
Or
that.
fish
tarantula.
gang.
Oh, tarantulas. Yeah.
Or fish gang.
Ilfish gang and Colothic Col
Coelacanth.
Yeah, there you go.
crew.
What is that?
Coelacanth
It's a-
is a Marion Trench discovered fish that lives at the bottom of the ocean and eats dead fish carcasses.
It's a really
Uh,
old fish.
Yeah,
It's
it's also
like-
like the first one ever discovered was about 3 to 400 years old.
Damn.
They can't.
yeah.
Pressure doesn't kill them. Being out of water doesn't kill them. Nothing really kills them, and nothing can penetrate their skin. I
Well,
want to
and
be a
they were
marine
thought to
biologist,
be
so I
extinct,
studied
too.
them. What's up?
Oh wow.
Was this because of Animal Crossing?
No. When I was a kid,
They finally have been discovered because of Animal Crossing.
no, they got discovered in like the mid 50s, like 1950s.
Oh.
If I remember that correctly.
It's like when
That's pretty dope.
It's when the
the giant
dinosaurs got
squid
discovered.
was finally recorded.
Wait, really? No,
What?
nothing.
What?
What? All right.
What?
Yeah.
So what keeps you guys coming back to it is what I want to know. Like for me, I think part of it is just because I'm afraid that I'm going to miss something since it passes in real time and I refuse to time travel, unlike some people.
I bet it's kind of like the Sims thing where it's like,
Damn,
yeah, I
getting called out,
accomplished
Gary.
something today,
Oh,
but you didn't actually accomplish something today.
you wouldn't like my time traveling in Pokemon then.
I time traveled twice, and the first time was to get my museum
Oh
and
my god.
my store at the same time.
Am I the only naturalist here?
No,
Yes.
I have not
Yes.
time traveled.
Because time traveling is
then-
a thing that we will never see in our lifetime, so we're going to do it in a fucking
And then
video game.
the other time,
Me
I
and David
forget what I was
naturalists. That's how it
doing.
is.
I forget what I was doing, but I ended up spoiling my turnips because
Weren't
if
you
you time
just,
travel, what?
weren't you like just visiting Gary? Like
Yeah, but he
No,
time traveled.
I time traveled for
That doesn't
yeah,
count. You visit
no,
someone. You didn't know.
I don't remember what I was doing.
Okay.
I was probably just trying to make something happen faster, and I did not know that it would spoil my turnips.
So this is what you do if you're trying to sell turnips. Get one poor bastard to go to Sunday, find a decent price to buy the turnips, and set your clock to like 9 a.m. and hold that, while the other poor bastard, I did this for 6 hours once, go back and
this sounds
forth.
like something I don't
maybe
want to
go
that's
do.
why
back
you
and
don't wanna
forth.
pick up the game anymore, though.
What's up?
So maybe that's why you haven't been playing, though. You know, you've already done these like advanced techniques to like push yourself farther forward.
Also made 20
6
million.
hours of that, I would not want to play the game.
It was just 6 hours of just time traveling back and forth between an hour until I got my prices back up to 500 per turnip, and did that for only 30
Jesus.
minutes, and said I'm done.
I, for the most part, also want to experience it naturally, aside from the 2 times that I did it.
Well,
Yeah, for me, it's like this is definitely a game
Shame,
that's like
Kenny.
about the journey of it. Of like, if I were to time travel, it would just be like I would just feel like, I might as well be playing a game that doesn't work in real time.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, also like, I think there's like a certain point like where it doesn't matter unless you're trying to get to the end game really quick, which I'm not. But like at the beginning, I think is the only time that it's even worth doing, unless you're trying to get turnip prices like Joe.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit easier for me to like not be tempted by it since I got it at 9 p.m. Pacific time the day that it came out, and by the time that I turned the game off, I already had like the day 2 like upgrades that everybody else waited until the next day to get because y'all are on the East Coast.
that I waited patiently for.
I mean, I waited patiently for him,
You're a
man.
better
I
person
just,
than we are.
I'm on the Pacific Coast.
I will say this to everyone that's listening: do not time skip your first 3 days. Please play those out. First day gets your toes dipped in if you've never played it. I'm a person that has never played an Animal Crossing game before until this.
I think most of us
Same.
have never played it.
Yeah,
I've played the
Until this
original Animal Crossing, and I didn't play any of the other ones. I tried to play Pocket Camp, but I was not interested.
I think.
Yeah, actually, I did play Pocket Camp for a little bit, and I got bored of it.
Yeah, I watched my girlfriend play Pocket Camp, and I was like, "This is cute, but not for me." And then this happened.
And then this happened.
Look at you now,
Um,
addicted.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would say the thing that draws me to this game is that like there's 5 of us recording right now. There's like 20 something people in the Animal Crossing game or in the Animal Crossing Qwertycast like text channel, and we're all playing this game completely differently.
True.
And it's been 2 weeks and we're all still playing this game completely differently. We're all still like building new projects. We're all still getting completely different drops of items and villagers. Like I've rarely seen many of us have the same villagers or the same items or the same setup.
Yeah.
Every like base game, everyone customizes their game entirely on their own. Like most games, the custom or the way that you say that you are like a specific type of player on this game is by like how you speed run it or how you like do certain fighting styles. But just in a base level, I love that even though I felt a little like fear of missing out if like things were going to be happening and I wasn't there, like I can still just enjoy this game completely on my own. And the thing that I've really loved about Animal Crossing is that I really am trying to take it to a level of I could never do this in real life. I'm not buying any clocks. I'm not observing time. I'm not observing paperwork and anything that looks like work or schoolwork. I'm trying to like I'm trying to put my house in like a forest of cedar trees. They don't bear fruit. They don't do anything useful, but it's cool and it's beautiful.
Hey, like 2
Well
trees
said.
each day will drop items for you if you just shake all your cedar trees.
Exactly.
So,
Oh, cool.
you know what?
Cedar trees specifically, or
Cedar or hardwood, just non-fruit bearing.
Yeah.
But
But
they
it's just,
also
like,
drop
it's
bees
so
nests, so.
fun. Yeah. But I mean,
Wasps.
wasps sell for a lot. They're 2,500.
I have not been able to catch one at all.
you gotta do it. You gotta shake a tree with your net out.
Yeah,
and
I
then you
only
just press
shake
A
tree with net
immediately.
My ass still gonna
I just-
hit the tree with my net.
Just so you guys know, I'm making notes for everyone who's a dirty time jumper, and I accidentally sent that directly towards Gary, and his response was LOL.
Sounds about right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I love this game kind of for the same reasons that you do, Andres, but also, kind of diving more into that. We like 8 of us got onto one person's island, and we fucking played hide and seek and
yes.
tag and sardines in a can, and especially during like this time and like times like this in the future where like everyone has to be home. It was great. Like it's so much fun just being able to do something like that in a virtual setting.
And it's so wholesome.
And it's so wholesome. Shit's cute.
Shit's
It is super
flippin' cute.
super cute. I have to agree with you guys. I think that if there wasn't a multiplayer aspect to this game at all, then I probably would have already dropped it or not picked it up at all.
True.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, having friends to play with makes it way more interesting for sure.
Absolutely. And I've added so many friends because of this game.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people I've
Is it-
never spoken to before are just like,
Yeah.
oh, hi.
Yeah.
So is that what everyone's playing right now?
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Other
I-
than, yeah, Kenny.
Oh, I was just gonna say I have this one guy that like I opened my island up and he just wandered in and I don't know this guy at all. And
You're
he
Switch
just
friends with him?
Yeah, I was Switch friends. I must have added him through like a Smash tournament or something.
Yeah.
But he came in and just like he was like, "Hey, do you want some like bamboo trees? Do you want like this? Do you want that?" And I was like, sure." You know, like I was just, yeah, I'll take stuff. And he just like gave me like all the bamboo trees that I have now, and then just some other random like bamboo stuff. And then he left, and he was like, "Hey, keep in touch. I'll send more stuff." And he has been. And
So you have a sugar daddy.
yeah,
Aw.
I've thought about that. I was thinking about that. I was like, "Is this my sugar daddy?"
Yes.
Like I went to his town, and he's like, "Yo, if you can find me some gold, I'll give you some stuff too." And I was like, "All right, bet." And
All right, bet.
oh man,
If you
he's
have
giving
to
me some
ask,
cool
you
stuff.
know.
Oh my god.
Wow.
A
So
really
funny.
cute interaction I had like that too. Not a sugar daddy scenario, but I wish. Was that I was supposed to be going to I think your island or Dave's island, and I was waiting for it to open, but I didn't realize that it hadn't been opened yet. So I just like went to whatever island was said that it was open, and it was the island of a friend that I had on Switch that I had forgotten that I made friends with, and she was just hanging out with her friend, and I just like ran out. I'm like, oh, I think I'm on the wrong island. And she's like, "Oh, that's okay. Do you want to see my things?" And I was like, "Sure." And then we ran around, Naruto running style with our arms out, and just like she showed, "This is my house. This is my thing." And I was like, "This is cute." And I gave her fruit, and she gave me a thing, and now she's sent me like 2 presents since. And
That's
I was just
awesome.
like, "Oh my god, like that's so cute." Okay.
I got a gift.
That's pretty great.
I had a gift from one of our regulars at Battle and Brew, and I forgot I added him.
Oh.
And I'm just sitting there, like I just loaded up. This was yesterday morning, so I just loaded up for the first time in about 3 days. And I open it, and it's like, oh, I have mail, because I know I bought stuff with Nook miles. I know that crap takes a day. So I'm like, all right, furniture. And I just see it's Kern, Kern. And I open it up, and I look at it. This boy sent me an anchovy. I'm like, why? Why would you send me an anchovy? I was so
It
confused.
It doesn't
like
belong
it.
on pizza.
So
It doesn't.
yes, it does.
bass.
So I
It's a C bass. No, wait. It's at least a C plus.
Damn it.
so I went to the beach and released it.
Nice.
Fuck
You
your
could have at least
anchovy.
sold it.
Yeah, I would have sold that.
Wait, didn't somebody flex on all of us and release
Oh,
a
dude, yeah, Gary fucking Gary, I know you're listening right now. Fucking coming in, like releasing your oarfish in front of everyone.
Yeah,
Oh
wow,
my
that was. I wasn't even there for it, but I heard it. You guys were freaking about that.
I've only caught
Yeah.
one oarfish, and that's it.
It
he's
started
typing.
because
He's
Oh,
typing.
it started because I walked up and I'm like, "Look, guys,
Foolish.
foolish."
Sorry, Gary is sending us messages from the ether.
Oh man, yeah, I just walked up and like released like a bass or something. I was like, "Look, guys, haha!" And then he releases a fucking oarfish.
Which is like filthy
what if-
time traveler.
Grizzly time traveler.
What if you had just released like a sturgeon or something in front of
Oh,
you?
Or a string, like a fish that you can't get anymore, like a string fish.
Oh my gosh.
What if you just like suddenly pulled out and released Zipper T Bunny,
Who?
the rabbit?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, man.
'cause you time traveled past
Yeah.
the Bunny Day stuff.
I didn't time
You don't
travel
like
fast. I
getting
didn't
eggs?
play during it.
It's
It's
still
still
happening.
going on.
Yeah, it's going on to the 17th, 12th.
12.
Oh, I have
12.
time.
Things
Oh, dude, if
where-
it was the 17th, I would
I would cry.
kill myself.
It's one of those things where I don't think they anticipate us all being home.
So by the time you're
Agreed.
listening to this,
You've been saved.
It'll be done. Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be done.
Thankfully, I've already crafted all of it. Like
what was
every
the gift?
and oh no, you can't get anything until the 12th. You have to go. You have to be on the
Ugh.
on Bunny Day to give one of each egg and to like I guess show that you've crafted everything.
I swear to God, if that's not worth it,
Oh, it's
If
gonna be
it's-
some dumb gift, dude. I would love it to be like a bunny suit though. That would be perfect.
that would
Do you,
be cool.
do you think it would be bells by any chance? Because that would make
Maybe.
me.
You can just sell your crafts.
Honestly, like at this point in time, like I think most of us understand like basic economics in this game, so I feel like bells aren't going to be an issue in a week for like all of us.
Yeah, because we're
Hopefully.
just selling turnips on high.
Yeah, I mean, I bought 2,600 turnips, so
Well, I was like broke at the beginning of this week, so I only brought 400 turnips.
well,
Jesus.
yeah, but you could sell them
Yeah.
for like a
The most, if I can find a price for at least 500, the most I could do is 200,000. I'll get back.
Yeah, but like if you go, all right, so like how I've made money is like I literally traveled to a bunch of islands, and if the island was crappy, originally what I was doing was leaving them, but during March at least, like there were some really good fish that had higher spawn rates on those like Nook Mile islands.
Mhm. Yeah,
So I was just filling my inventory with those, and then I got really lucky. I got since playing the game, I've gotten 2 Tarantula Islands.
Nice.
Mm.
I've gotten none.
Dude, I
But I
hear
got
I'll-
one rock money island. So that was kind of cool.
My roommate
Oh.
yesterday got 2 water bug islands and 2 rock money islands in one night. Just
Oh
last
my
night.
God.
I was like, man, if I had that kind of luck, I would not be playing this game that much because I would already have all the money that I needed.
Exactly.
I now got my upstairs though. It's a room full of
Ooh.
turnips.
Yeah.
I have been I don't know if it's like I've just been enjoying so much the social aspect of it that I have barely been going to random Nook Mile islands, and I've just
Yeah.
been visiting people's islands so much that I feel like I keep going to people's islands and seeing how well they're doing and being like, oh fuck, I need to go harvest more shit so I can do that too.
Yeah, I'm on that same boat.
This is why you
I'm
pick
like-
everything up and put it in one specific area. Just so you can
Yeah.
go there, do it all at once, and be like, I'm done.
That's what I do. Like that's why my
Hmm.
trees are the way they are. Is they're spaced out so I can see everything, and I
Yeah.
wake up in the morning, I walk every single tree and shake them, catch all the
Mm.
wasps, get the new items. I go and I dig for my fossils. I water my flowers, and I sell stuff. And then I'm like, all right, that's my morning routine. Time to do my real life morning routine.
Time to go be alive.
Yeah.
Wait, you dig up fossils and not only eggs?
Well,
Oh.
there's 4 fossils still.
Yeah, there's 4
Yeah.
fossils per day on your island.
And then
Yeah.
there's other eggs.
Fair.
And the fossils will sell a lot for a lot as well. So
They
once you
do.
start like filling up your museum,
I
start
get so
selling
many
those bad
duplicate
boys.
fossils now.
Yeah.
I have been avoiding going into my museum until I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy just like everything.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
I know. I
I've-
even avoid like other people's museums for that same reason.
I went through mine like probably a couple days ago, and I was floored by how many fossils I had already gotten. But then there
Yeah.
were certain spots that were just still completely blank. I was like, what the fuck could possibly go here? Because every
Yeah.
time I
Yeah.
go, I find like at least one new fossil
Seasonal,
that I can donate.
probably.
I don't know.
It-
Maybe that'd be crazy.
I'm just going to change
Yeah.
my location to Southern Hemisphere and
Maybe
just
that's
have y'all
like gonna be.
farm my island.
Can you change your location to Southern Hemisphere?
I don't think you can at this point.
No, but you might as well. I mean, if you're already time traveling, you can just time travel to the same season as some Southern Hemisphere.
Oh, true.
That's true.
You just skip everything.
Dirty time jumpers.
Absolutely. Don't at me.
That's my favorite Disney Channel original movie.
Dirty time jumpers.
And is there anything else that anyone wants to? I think we pretty much covered Animal Crossing. We got it all out after like knowing nothing the last episode.
Yeah, and I think we dedicated 25 minutes to that.
Final statement. Fuck Tom Nook.
I
Oh,
agree.
he's an alright guy.
Nah, fuck
he
him.
gave you a house.
He's a huge capitalist. What are you talking
Fuck
about?
that.
He's
Yeah, but, like,
capitalism that
he-
isn't is unchecked. That is the worst form of it.
Here's
Unchecked.
my question: Are
It's-
the other villagers paying what I'm paying to get this shit
No,
done?
because we're
No.
doing the
No.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's his face? My I had my villager Kablam or Bam. He was like, I'm poor. That's all he said for the first 2 days, and then suddenly he has a house, and I'm like, where's I'm poor? Where like what's happening?
I know you're not catching bugs because I've caught all of them on my island. Where are you going? You can't afford anything. Are you
Exactly.
like a backstreet hooker or something? Like what are you doing for money?
Tom Nook's
The,
bad
the,
street.
the secret underground Animal Crossing Uber Wing.
the
Listen,
fighting.
I
Fight
think
Club.
that Tom Nook is totally checked because I guarantee I make way more money than him now. You know, all those bells that I'm bringing in every day, like I
You
can
know,
pay
you know
him-
those kids are selling your cherries and turnips at way higher prices on the mainland.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sure.
shit.
This
But
turnip
like,
grown on this rare
I
exotic.
listen. I moved to
island.
this island because I didn't want to deal with this mainland bullshit. All right, I'm fine with the economy, this microeconomy that I've created. And every time someone comes over, I want them to buy my stuff because pump more money into my island.
Take all your money out. I want everything to be dirt cheap on me.
Okay, so guys, very quick. We talked about this a little at the beginning of the podcast, but each of you take a second to pull up your Steam wish list, and we're going to name off just the top 3 games and just like a brief description of each of those games, if you have one. And then
what? Keep going.
What?
Sorry.
And with those announced, we are going to host our first game giveaway. And so, listeners, Qwerty Birdies, if any of these sound interesting to you, and then we will buy this game for you. Basically, to enter, you have to. Here's how entering will work. Every tweet about Qwertycast that tags us in an entry is an entry to our raffle drawing. Sharing our Patreon is 2 entries. Subscribing to YouTube and Twitch gives you, holy cow, 5 entries.
Whoa!
We will
Calm down there.
We will announce the winner on Twitter
at the end of the month of April.
Screw it, I'll start. So my top 3, I don't. Do you want like a description of what it is, like a brief description?
Yeah, just.
All right, first one, Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose is a World War II military simulation game. I thoroughly enjoy these. Just like Squad and I don't remember the other one. So it's all mil sim. Second one would be Meeple Station. Meeple Station is you literally just build a space station. You have all these meeples as your people. They come and you assign them jobs. They hate each other. Pirates, chaos, anarchy, the best. Last one, Outerwilds has not yet to be released. June 18, 2020. It's a survival game in space. It's Astroneers on steroids. Finn. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Okay.
Dude, if I do my top 3, they're all trash, actually, because of how old this wish list is.
Mine weren't in order.
Yeah, I mean, mine's old too, but that's why I thought it would. I mean, the point is more like this could be an interesting game that maybe someone hasn't played yet. You know, like most of these are on our wish list because we haven't played them yet.
Yeah. Sure. So I'll do the next one. So my top 3, and they actually have been my top 3 for a while, is Subnautica Below Zero is my number 1.
I've heard really good things about Subnautica.
I love Subnautica in first sales. Like, it was a crafted world. It wasn't random or anything. It was just everything felt. It was the sound design was what made this game. And now they're doing a sequel to it, to Below Zero, where you can actually go on top of the world. There's new monsters, new behemoths or leviathans, excuse me. And and I was saying, like, in the VR world, these things seem bigger, but even on your normie 2-screen, your 2D screens, they feel really big.
Normie 2D screen.
Another game I was looking at was GTFO. They just had
I was looking at that too.
They just had their second update. And it's basically a stealth squad-based game where you have to go through and do objectives. It's pretty positive for what it is, and it seems kind of like it's really hard. Like, if they catch you, you're pretty much dead. So it's all based around stealth. I'm hoping they'll get matchmaking better, but I also haven't bought it yet, so I don't know too much about it. And a game I don't know if many of you have heard about, but it's been on my radar. It's called Kenshi.
I don't know that.
Yeah, it's a overwhelmingly positive. It's a free roaming squad-based RPG, and it's basically an RPG where you can truly do anything.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And you're not an all-powerful Dovahkiin or anything like that. You're just some dude, and you just start. Like some of
What
their
is it called?
Kenshi. Graphics
Yeah, I'm looking
are
it up right now.
definitely less. It's like a PS2, PS3, like PS2 era, I'd say at best. But it is. You can be whatever you want. It's just open-ended sandbox RPG style gaming.
Whoa.
That's pretty sick.
Sweet.
Okay. And those are my top 3.
All right, I'll go. So number 1, I'm gonna skip over my top one because it's been coming soon for the past 2 years. So I'm gonna just skip that one. So
Is it Dying Light?
no, it's just
Okay.
it's some stupid. Very similar to what this game was supposed to be as well, which has changed. Soul Saga, which is still in early access. It is the description is very short. It says, "Fly an airship, manage a guild, and defend your sky world from literal destruction." It was originally supposed to be like kind of a hybrid RPG with a very like PlayStation or early PS2 sort of art style. But now I have absolutely no idea what the game's about. I haven't followed it in a long time. So if that doesn't sell you, let me tell you about number 2, Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Edition, which is the first computer RPG set in the Pathfinder universe. From what I can tell, it looks kind of similar to like Divinity Original Sin, but Pathfinder. I'm sure there's a lot more nuances to it. It was released 2 years ago, well, a year and a half, and still has very positive reviews. But definitely a game that I've wanted to try out for a long time. If you're into what looks to be some form of turn-based RPG, then
Nice.
check it out. And then last but not least is A Hat in Time. I've heard nothing but good things about this. Overwhelmingly
I've heard about
positive
that.
reviews on Steam. 3 years old, but that's okay, because if you haven't tried it yet, everyone that I've talked to loves it. It is a cute as heck 3D platformer featuring a little girl who stitches hats for wicked powers.
Whoa.
So it's just like a fun little platformer, cute art style. I'm really into the cute art style thing. So those are my 3.
Cool. I'll go next. So mine are, I'm gonna list the game titles and then I'll go back and tell you what each is about.
Cool.
My first one is called The Mean Greens: Plastic Warfare. The second is called Little Nightmares, and the third is Turbo Dismount. So The Mean Greens is basically you're a little plastic army soldier, and it's multiplayer 5v5 PvP. And it's just the green army guys versus the tan army guys in an online shooter, and it's exactly as like fun as it sounds. I think the reviews are very positive, and it looks like it's a third-person shooter as well, and you're playing in like the maps are like like a party, like a birthday party, or like in someone's house, or like in a garden.
This just reminds me of that PlayStation game I used to play. We were army men.
Yeah. I think I know the one you're talking about, but I can't remember. But I used to play that a lot too, and you were battling like insects.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah. I forget what that one was called, but that one was a lot of fun on PlayStation. And then Little Nightmares is a puzzle platformer horror adventure game developed by Tarsier Studios. And that just looked really cool. Puzzle and horror sounded fun. And then Turbo Dismount is a kinetic tragedy about Mr. Dismount and the cars who love him, which is basically what it is. I'm trying to find a better way to describe that than what the description says alone. So give me a second. Sorry, everyone.
That's okay.
Jeopardy
We
music
forgive
cues
you.
in.
The purpose of the game is to, I guess, fuck yourself up.
I like the progression of life.
Yeah. Basically, Turbo Dismount is all about creating the best wreck possible. It's like a physics simulation game. So you're driving like a truck and you drive it straight into traffic. That kind of shit.
Ah.
Oh,
Yep.
Nice.
It's fun. It looks fun anyways. I would love it. But this is about our viewers.
Just remember, we're gonna be getting this game before we get it for ourselves. So
Was that your
Yes.
was that your 3?
Those were my 3, yes.
Nice. So last but not least, I will go with my 3. I think what I really like about wish lists in general is that you just have like a game that you can pick up at some point if you really just like need something to pick you up, like I've kept Hollow Knight on my wish list for a long time,
Nice.
and
Hollow Knight.
everyone tells me it's a good game. I know
Oh,
that
yeah.
whenever I eventually buy it, like I'm definitely going to love it.
Oh yeah.
But so Hollow Knight is on my wish list. Hollow Knight is a classically styled 2D action adventure across a vast interconnected world. Explore twisting caverns, ancient cities, and deadly wastes. Battle tainted creatures and befriend bizarre bugs and solve ancient mysteries at the Kingdom's Heart, not Kingdom Hearts. It's a very beautiful, like kind of like Dave said, it's a very cute looking game. And I'm into that aesthetic. And it's been I think it came out in 2018 and has only ever gotten like positive reviews. My other game came out more recently. It came out in 2019. Oh, and let's see. Hollow Knight was released by. I'm just gonna mention that quickly.
Released.
Oh shit, it's not on here.
You
I'm
can do
actually
it.
looking on my Switch wish list because it's mostly indie games anyway.
It's by Team
Oh,
Cherry.
good call.
Okay. Oh yeah, Team Cherry. Thank you. It's at the top. The next game I wanted to talk about was Baba Is You by
Baba Is You is so good.
by Hempuli, Hempuli. Baba Is You is a puzzle game where you change the rules by which you play. In every level, the rules are present as blocks you can interact with. But by manipulating them, you can change how the level works and cause surprising, unexpected interactions. With some simple block pushing, you can turn yourself into a rock, turn patches of grass into dangerously hot obstacles, and even change the goal you need to reach to something entirely different.
If you're a coder or you just like logic puzzles, you're gonna fucking love this game.
And I love logic puzzles. I love logic puzzles like this. I love action adventures and like Metroidvanias, like Hollow Knight and Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which I've mentioned before, is also. But since I've talked about Ori and the Will of the Wisp already, I would say my third actual game that I really want to eventually get is Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods comes from Finji is the publisher and Infinite Fall is the developer. Night in the Woods is an adventure game focused on exploration, story, and character, featuring dozens of characters to meet and lots to do across a lush and vibrant world. The main reason that one's on my wish list is because I have a lot of friends who love the story of Night in the Woods because people have said that it really resonates kind of with their own personal stories, and it's a very personal and well written kind of character development game. And I think that's really like I love that there's games like that that really speak to specific generations of people. I think the whole story is that you have to go back to your hometown where you don't really feel welcome, and there's like this cloud hanging over you because of something to do with your relationship with people in the town. And
Cool.
it's apparently a very good game. It only has very positive reviews. Only, no negatives.
Only very positive.
Yeah.
Only.
So those are my three games that I have on my wish list that I really want.
Sweet.
I think that leaves Joe.
Huh?
No, Joe started.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Same.
Classic host.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Man, I want to talk more about like maybe another episode about our wish lists, because we all had
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
very different stuff on them, and I'm looking through mine. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this game. Oh, I forgot about this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Where did this
same.
come
Yeah.
from?
I really wasn't sure which one to bring up because I have like my Steam wish list, which I haven't touched in like forever. Like I
Yeah.
was like, oh, should I bring up genital jousting? Do I even know why I put
Oh,
that on
genital jousting is the best. It's so stupid.
Absolutely have brought that up.
Cam,
Yeah.
Kenshi's actually already on my wish list as well. It's just like it's buried in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like one of those games that like caught my eye. I've been like waiting for it. It's kind of like RimWorld for the longest time was on my wish list, but it has never gone on sale, so I just bought it.
Yeah, there
That's
is
crazy.
a lot of great games out there that I wish I had time to play.
Yes.
But once again, if you want to enter, make sure you tweet at Qwerty_cast on Twitter, and talk about us or just mention us or whatever. And that every tweet about us is an entry into the raffle. Sharing our Patreon is 2 entries. Subscribing to YouTube and Twitch is 5 entries. And I mentioned this before, but heck, if you just subscribe to our Patreon, that's gonna be what should we do, guys? Like 10, 20?
If you subscribe to our Patreon and start like donating,
Yeah.
At least 5, I guess.
Yeah. 5 entries.
Yeah.
So a donation to.
But
Patreon
obviously,
is
everyone
5
who's already
entries.
done it is getting entries preemptively. So
Yeah.
Yes. If you're already on our Patreon, you get entries.
And what do they win again?
They get one of these games that we talked about just now, of their choice.
Okay. So we'll have the list up somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta share games with you guys in a minute. But
Cool.
no, I'm excited for this giveaway, and I'm excited to try Risk of Rain 2 tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Live.
then that's
That's a thing that
by
you
the
will
time
be
this-
able to check out.
yeah, it'll already have happened.
Yeah.
Will already have happened. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us, Kenny.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
house is
Qwerty
thank
Birdies
you, Gary.
and listeners for tuning in. Thank you, Gary, our audio mixer and musical master. If you want to talk to us or support us, we're on Discord, Twitter, Patreon, at Qwertycast. And if you want to email us, we're at qwertycastmail@gmail.com. Anyone else have anything that they want to add?
That was all directed at Gary, right? If he wants to talk to us, that's where he can find us.
That's the only place Gary can specifically talk to us.
Okay.
I got one more thing to say.
Yes.
Wash your
Sure.
damn hands and stay inside. All right, that's it.
There you go. That's fair.
Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
There you guys. Qwerty Birdies
Qwertycast.
out.
Oh!